Hello, my dudes. How's it going? Welcome to the Saturday stream. The fourth stream of the week. The calm before the storm. That is the 12-hour stream tomorrow, needless to say. And I really hope it will be calm, but you never know, right? You never know. These streams tend to have some moments as well, needless to say. And chances are I'm gonna be doing a challenge quest or two today. So, you know, I'm sure that would also offer some spice, if anything. Hope you guys are having a nice Saturday. And yeah, ready to do this thing. We got rotation number 3, the finals on Gilfest. I think a lot of people are happy, probably most people, because I assume for most people this will be a lot easier to farm than the second rotation. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked too. It's always nice to, you know, change comps here and there as well, so it helps with not getting burnt out as well, in my opinion. You guys found the song requests as well. That's good, that's good. This is a League of Legends song, I'm pretty sure. How's my arm? It's alright actually. It's almost perfectly back to normal. There's only a small thing I feel when I completely raise my arm, like, straight up. Then I feel a little bit, but like, you know, still like after effects of it, whatever you want to call it. But I'm sure tomorrow is like nothing ever happened. It's like basically already, it's like 97% back, so yeah, feeling pretty fine in regards to the arm. No problems, was able to shower very easily as well. Cool. What happened to my arm? Oh, I got my vaccine on, was it, wait, what? Was it Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So it was a bit sore the days after, but right now it's pretty much good to go again. Any rolls today? I don't have anything planned, but you never know, I guess, if some seals happen or whatever, but don't expect anything big at least. Maybe something really, really small. It's gonna be mostly farm today, with a challenge quest or two mixed in. I'm probably not gonna, at most probably 2 challenge quests, because I am streaming 12 hours tomorrow, so some of them would be cool to slot in there as well, to, you know, take a break from farming here and there as well. Well, there's one single. I already have NA started, so I'm not gonna do it immediately, but I'll do the single at some point. Maybe we get more singles at some point anyway, so it would be kind of annoying to switch servers just for one single all the time. But I do see you, Raikitsu. Our cringe seals today or tomorrow? Neither actually. I was thinking to do all the seals I have. Well, there's another single immediately. I was thinking of doing all the seals we have, which is not a whole lot still, but fucking hell. Oh, that's all 3 immediately. Yeah, I'm gonna do them on when the next subset happens, hopefully, which should be next week. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be next week. Also, one thing I know, like, I hope will not be an issue. Like 2 minutes before I start my stream, hell, 1 minute before I start, my internet disconnected for a while, so hopefully that's not gonna happen during the stream, but you never know. So my internet disconnected for a while, like a minute before I started my stream. That's a timing there. Right, okay. So yeah, I think we are kinda good to go. You might be hearing the dog on the background as well, here and there. Apologies for that. Right, alright, let's see. Yeah, here we are. Apologies if my face looks, it's, you know, it's a bit shiny. I took a sauna earlier and showered, and I moisturized my face, so it's a bit shiny. Looks pretty greasy, doesn't it? Yeah, otherwise my skin gets way too, like, what should I call it? Dry, yeah. It's a really annoying skin condition. I have to keep moisturizing it, so it doesn't become all red and itchy. I heard people say this round is good for shop clear. Yeah, I assume it is. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. Not sure. I don't know that much about that myself, because I cleared the shop on round 1, the first thing I did on this event. You're still depressed about Jarcher so hard? Well, same for me with Okita Altar, you know. Hello, Foamer. Yeah, I think we're good to go. As you can see, I actually did buy another quartz pack after yesterday. Don't worry, I didn't roll at all. It's basically for apples. Those are for farming purposes, okay? I still had my 4 times points period on Google Play, so I was like, might as well buy it yesterday when I still get more points from purchases. So yeah, those are all reserved for farming. So yeah, I'm done with the Kentucky banner pretty much. Yeah. What is my comp for this rotation? It's the 6 slot, Jarcher, Double Bride, no plug suits. You need a bit face cards for the last wave, but it's a very nice comp, needless to say.
Oh,
no! Well, that's 39 then. Interesting. 39 for Okita Altar Summer. What's the 4-star rate up there right now? If I had to guess, it's probably Anastasia solo, isn't it? Well, it kind of sucks if that's the case, but it is what it is. Again, I'm only there for Okita Altar anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, is it still Charlotte? Oh, hasn't he? Oh, it's gonna change in like... Oh my god. It's gonna change in like 2 hours or something. Maybe I should do it now then. Because it's gonna change sooner than later. You know what? I'm just gonna do it at the start then. Yeah, fuck it. Because, again, there's no way... I think that's gonna be all we have for today. Okay, that's way more than I've expected, but let's see. I'm gonna screenshot that gacha seal as well. Alright. 250k. Wow, bro. Wait, you did also one of the singles? Man, you had a lot of points, huh? So he spent 275k just now, just like that. Wow. Yeah, it's 69 quartz now. Alright, give me a second. Jesus. This was not what I expected to happen at the start of the stream, but you know what? Whatever. Okay. The reason I'm doing it right now is because the rate up changes in like less than 2 hours, I believe, to Anastasia solo, and needless to say, I don't really need that. Not that the 4-star matters a whole lot anyway, but if I have the option, you know, I might as well, you know, be a bit more efficient, I guess. Oh yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna pause the music for a while. This is a good song though. This has to be Toho, right? It sounds so Toho-like. We might not have any mods, so I might make a gamba for you guys. I'm not gonna gamba both multis though. Let's see. There you go. There's a gamba for you. I haven't even bought back any of the quartz from the skips so far, so I would have more quartz than this actually. I haven't bought any of it back yet. I'll probably do it at some point. Actually, I should do it soon, I guess, because again, I still have the bonus period on Google Play purchases. Maybe I'll do it later today. At this point, it's more or less a pack, I think. There's been like 3, 4s, maybe even 5 skips already on this banner. I'm gonna have to check. Hey, Victor with the seal, I see you. Gonna bump you up preemptively here. As soon as I find your song. Which I cannot seem to locate. Do you have a request, Victor? I don't actually see your song in the list. I don't see, unless I'm fully blind, I actually don't see it. You probably have to request something first then. Yeah, I don't see it. I think you should wait for Kalma. I think not. Again, I'm only doing these because of channel point thingies anyway. Song number 33. Oh, your name had a bunch of extras on it. Wait, how do you have a different name on Nightbot though? How does that even work? How is your name different on Nightbot? I thought it was identical to your Twitch name. It has a bunch of ayayas on top of it. Alright. I see it now though. Oh, old name, so it doesn't update it. Okay, okay. Okay, I see, I see. Alright, I guess here we are again. Again, because of one donation and then 3 singles, and 1 multi from channel point rewards. That's a lot of channel points, so yeah, I guess I'm doing... Yeah, it's the funny number, 69 quartz. Just very quick here. And it's just before this 4-star rate up changes to Anastasia solo as well, so I guess the timing is okay. Because that probably wouldn't be that beneficial for me. Not that, again, I'm only here for Okitalter anyway. MP3 Charlotte was already more than enough, so... But, you know, if I have the option to make the banner slightly better, then I guess. Car on top left. You know what? Yeah, sure. I need to update it again, though, because it's the old one, but let's see. I'm gonna write it again. Just gonna include these two. There you go. Is the stream dying? You need to restart, right? I think it should be fine. It didn't do an automatic reconnect. That's a good sign. If it's not an automatic reconnect, then I think it's fine. Yeah. If it's an auto reconnect, then it's like 99% chance that the audio will be scuffed and I have to restart. Yeah, so hopefully that will not keep happening a lot, but I have a bad feeling that it will be a problem this stream. Because it's now happening 2 times in like, what, 15 minutes? So, yeah. I'll do like 1 or 2 CQs, will I guess. I saw KR seals just earlier before I disconnected, but... Yeah, he wants me to use Kentucky. I'm not sure if I'll do the Achilles one today though, KR, but I might keep that seal anyway. Possibly for tomorrow, we'll see. I'll keep it around though. Alright, let's go. Let's start with 3 singles. And then... double multi. Roma one is hard but fun. Yeah. I'm excited, I guess. It's the correct card. That's cute. Kentucky and Panth. Oh, you wrote 10th. That's funny. Alright. Single number 2. Single number 2. Hey Ari, how you doing, man? Alright, another 4-star C. Quite a bit of those. And then single number 3. Yeah, why are you sad, Ari? What happened? Alright, it's another servant. Berserker. Ooh. Why are we rolling? Because of channel point seals and 1 skip donation. Yo, Elgato captures video but no sound. Ah, I think I can help you with that actually. I had the same problem. I can talk to you probably about later. It's a lot of technical stuff, but there's some troubleshooting you have to go through before you can get it up and running properly. We can probably get it fixed for you. It should not be broken or anything. It's just a bit messy to get it going. Alright, here we go. First multi. Do I start with the skip or the channel point one? Which one do you guys think? Also, was it a hyper? I forgot. It was from luck though, I think, so I assume that means hyper. I think that's what he always wants. Yeah, we can just remind me later, Ari. It was hyper. Alright, let's do the hyper skip first then. This is also for the Gamba. So, okay. Good luck. It's gonna be real fast. Then we can go back to farming, right? Wow. 4-star spooks. There's a Kairon. Yeah, that's another coin flip. Now that it's solo 4-star rate up, we are back to coin flips. Back to coin flips indeed. But you know what? At least the believers still won the Gamba, I guess. 40%. Congrats. There you go. Yeah, that's the silver. Believers won. Okay. Yeah, if it was Anastasia solo, that probably would have been Anastasia instead. Not that it matters at this point. Alright, then let's just do the normal one from the channel points and then be on our merry way to Farmville. Yet another attempt. Believe. I mean, I want to see it happen. Quite a lot, actually. But it's been pretty much proven that JP kind of hates me with the stuff I really want. It does, look, yeah, it really does. I think I can MOB 3 times on the Tyra C. Pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, could the employee be on the chat this early? I mean, it's a good deal, right, if you give her to me, because then I can roll on Banner 2 next week with the stuff I have left. You know, again, it's just more videos for people to get excited about and then roll themselves, right? I think it's a good deal. Just a one cheap cost of one waifu, you know? I would take that deal. Doesn't even cost you anything, you know? You can just slide her into my rolls. Back-to-back servants. At DW employee. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. How many USOs do I have on JP? I have 0, right? Yeah. Well, another 69 quartz down the drain. Still can't get what I want. Well, it is what it is. Pretty depressing at this point, not gonna lie. Pretty depressing. But, yeah. Hey, what is this, MP2K or something? God damn it. MP3, okay. Cool. Alright. Alright. Cool. Where's my motivation? The game needs to meet me halfway through, you know. It doesn't, like, I have motivation, but when the end result is that I have motivation, but the game has 0 motivation, I kind of lose the motivation, right? If the game just comes a little bit forward, you know, then I would be very much pogged up, you know. But the game doesn't ever feel like, you know, helping me, at least on JP. So, yeah. Alright. Let's do some farm. Very, very sad. All I want is my summer waifu. Alright. Let me fix the overlay. There we go. Oh yeah, song requests. How many boxes so far? I think just under 130. I did 2 multis already, Tyrant, but one of them was a hyper skip. That was 69 quartz. Just like that. Gone. It was really fast. I'm also missing Semiramis, but at least I have another chance to get Semiramis next year. Unlike Saberkio, which I might never be able to see. Who knows? Hello, Has. I assume a lot of people are running this comp. It's very solid. Because it runs max bonus without plug suit. What do you mean, Neon? Yeah, it's finals today, Sign. It do be finals time. Why don't you like the running plug suits? Because it's a lot slower. It's way more buttons, you know? I like low brain activity. No, you don't, one guy. If you're okay with not always 3-turning, potentially. At most, I mean, it should be always at most a 4-turn on this one. It's not guaranteed 3-turn, but it's still amazing. Like, you can still do 6 slot, even with MP1, I believe. Very simple. There is another reason for that, Yuri, which it means that I have to bring someone on my backline who do I probably don't want to bond up. So that's also a problem. I would much rather have someone I can bond up instead that I want to bond up. No, I'm not gonna do. No, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. No, I'm not running a Raj comp. No, that's just, you're not. No, no. No. This is literally my 3rd run of this node and people immediately want to fuck me in the ass. I'm the only one who has viewers who constantly make me want to suffer. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Because no one else is stupid enough to make seals like that. I'm the only one who's an absolute retard. God damn it, dude. But you gotta also, Yuri, it is the problem. The slow comment still applies, okay? Oh yeah, your song sales. Dude, I hate this! Dude, I have to do 30 different things at the same time. Okay, Jesus. Fuck. It's too early. 30 fucking things at the same time. I'm constantly doing something. I can't catch a break. We have 0 mods. Okay. As I was about to say, the slow comment still applies, Yuri, because a lot of the times it's still 3 turns. Which means plug suit is still slower. I would guess around 60-70% of the time it is still 3 turns, okay? So it still applies and I will not hear otherwise. I'm mad. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Okay. Let's compose ourselves. Okay. Where the mods go? I don't know, man. They're doing their things. Yeah, good morning, late night. Yeah, Jax is a bit busy this week, I believe so. It do be very modless. Because I guess most of the other bots are hardly ever here anyway. It is what it is. Not that, you know, they're forced to be here or anything, but I do have quite a bit of mods, but I feel like a lot of them hardly even watch my stream anymore. Which is pretty fucking sad, but yeah, even though I understand if they don't want to do mod duties, but I hardly ever see some of them ever in my streams to begin with anymore. So that's cool, you know? Fun times ahead. Yeah, at some point I'm just gonna have 30 mods, because whenever someone gets a mod, give it 2 months and they're just gonna leave. They're just gonna be gone. I'm never gonna see them again. That's just what happens. Happens the same time I give VIPs as well. I give someone VIP, they're here for 2 months, I never see them again. It's like people only want something, and then when they get it, they immediately leave. That's cool. I'm not necessarily talking about you, Copy, although there was a point where I hardly saw you either, but I'm talking about a few other individuals. Also, how is Shazu doing, by the way? Haven't seen her in ages. Kinda sad. Sad about that. I don't think Shazu is even a sub of mine anymore. Another one bites the dust. Minnie's kicking her ass. Yeah. Ain't that the same thing for everyone else? Well, good luck for her, I guess. I guess that's true, Will. I guess that's true. Man, I should not get this sad at the start of the stream. Fuck, dude. Man, I hate myself sometimes. God damn it. What a fucking stupid mood. Ooh, I'm too emotional, man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I wish I could ignore all that stuff. I wish I could. I really wish I could. Why do I stress it? Why? Why do I stress all that stuff when it only makes me feel bad? There is nothing to be gained from it. Who knows, Neon? Who knows, man? You miss Nanoid? I miss Nanoid too! I miss, like, I could probably name like 20 people I miss. But yeah, you know. I guess everyone in the world is busy with school. Every single one. For like a year. That's what it feels like. Like, I wish people would just be honest instead, if anything. I wish people would just say like, I don't like your stream anymore, you know? I just don't feel like coming in anymore. Instead, they just say something else. And it gives me hope that I would see them sometimes again. But then I never do. Then I never do.
You are a sweet and kind-hearted person, which is why it affects you.
Alright. Ooh, okay. Wow, that's a mood. Okay. I'm gonna stop myself before I actually start crying. Fuck. Yeah, I believe it shows yen for everyone, Mr. Over. It's just like, if you buy quartz in JP, it shows it as yen in the store, but it converts it to like dollars or whatever you use. Like, I use PayPal to buy quartz on both servers, and it like converts it anyway. It's smart like that. No, I didn't mean that against you either, Ristia. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ooh, I just need a mental reset, if anything. Just gotta think about something else, you know? Do you get charged for the conversion? I don't think so, but there is PayPal always takes a small cut anyway of things, I believe. Not for purchases though, but I believe if you get get money in PayPal, there is a small cut. But I don't think I could be wrong. I don't actually know too much about it, but I don't think the conversion really adds any extra fees. There is I've noticed that there is a small difference that if I buy a pack in JP, which I don't do a lot of times, needless to say, because I've only done that from donations. But I noticed one time that it was like around the time when I also bought a pack on NA. The sums weren't exactly equal. I think JP was a slightly bit more expensive, but the difference was like so minimal, it really didn't matter, I guess. Yeah, because Google Play or whatever you use, they have built-in taxes, right? So it's always there with the purchases. Yeah, maybe some sort, I don't know, could be a thing. Maybe that's true, Will, actually. I don't know about that. You might be right though. Okay.
さあ皆さん、この夏を思い切り楽しみましょう。ループ受け取るがよい。これの奥がよい。大北さん大勝利。
Is it tunnel? Thanks for the follow, man.
こちらですね。
Yeah, this is not a remix. That's pretty rare.
私のイルカは
Did Gon do a skips? I think he did. Let me see.
大北さん大勝利。
Where is it? There we go.
頑張ってね。
I'll probably add at some point, copy. I just had a lot of stuff I had to do yesterday and kind of forgot about it too. I was gonna fix the or try to fix the TTS as well, but yeah, I didn't do that either. I'm gonna try and make it for tomorrow though, because tomorrow is the big stream. But it's not guaranteed it's gonna fix it, but I am gonna try and like quote unquote reinstall it though. So if that doesn't fix it, I don't know if there is a way to fix it. But it might just do it.
内緒ですよ。眩しいですよ。
What happens when lottery embers don't have space in prison box? I think they get burned, yeah. I think it's just auto burning. Hmm. And that has to be one of those jokes again, please. Again, why would you ask me about Minecraft to begin with? That's way too obvious, man. I already know how the joke goes in my head too. Bunch of MP and JP. Not the most, but I have a bit of mana prisms in JP. Triple lantern, huh? That's kind of nice. You thought I liked Minecraft? It's quite the opposite, if anything. Will be faster if you do the attack before the MP. It's a bit more damage if you do it after the MP, and I don't think there really is much of a difference in time. Maybe a very small one, but it's just better to do it like that. Again, the reason I am not a huge Minecraft fan is because it's very hard for me to play that game without, you know, shitting myself. You can't immediately try Yuki after someone else just did. You know that's when I'm most on my alert, so blame Sak, I guess, because he just did it. You can't do it immediately. It just doesn't work like that. I have to forget about it first. Then you might have a chance, but then even then it has to be pretty clever. It has to somewhat match the topic at the current second, and yeah. No, that's another thing, Hanto. I already fell for the goblin one like a month ago or something. How many boxes am I currently? Around 130, I think. MP 1 or 2 for Spacious Star next month. I might even go for MP 3, to be honest. I guess it depends on how the rolls go, but at least 2 would be kinda cool. I have an MP3 Dantes as well. That's such a random question, literally, but I can't figure out if that actually has one of those jokes in it. That's such a random question, though, so I'm kind of, you know, sussed about that. All these questions that I feel like are just trying to bait me, even though a lot of them I don't see the joke immediately. Like you're asking me about Rin, like it kind of makes sense, but at the same time it is pretty random, you know? But maybe because we are talking about Space Ishtar, it makes sense. But again, I don't see a joke in there, so maybe that's actually a legit question. That might be a legit one. Yeah, I have trust issues because of everyone doing those jokes. But if you're actually asking me about Rin, then I think she's pretty okay. I actually, when I got into Fate, I wasn't the biggest fan of Rin, but I kind of liked her more later, especially once, you know, Ishtar was a thing. That helped as well. You were rickrolled the first day of school. Oh, that's one way to get oriented, I guess. What introduced you to TM Works anyways? Myself. They announced the Unlimited Blade Works Ufotable anime in like 2014, late to 2013, I forgot, and it had a lot of hype around it, so that's I decided to check out the visual novel in preparation for that, and ever since I've been liking it. That was almost a mistake. You actually have to use the damage buff here to loop. That's also very obvious, Poco. Hey Karago, thanks for the brand new Prime, man. It's very nice of you. A big welcome to the Go Gang. Thank you, thank you. Poco, you already fucked it up. You actually wrote it in a way where it was super obvious. Then you tried to fix it like 5 sentences later. It doesn't work like that. That's like the worst attempt I've seen. Let's skip that parts. Hey Lithonio, good morning. So all the challenge quests are out now, right? Today, the Roma one is the final one, right? I think. Yeah, okay. So how many do I have left? I have the Mephisto one, the Liz one, the Achilles one, and is it that? Is it 4 left for me? Unless I'm forgetting something. Maybe I am. Maybe it's those 4. I might do only 1 today, and then maybe 3 tomorrow. What are your thoughts on the weird or dispatch of quests? Did you find easy? Which one was hard? Well, I still have 4 left, so I haven't even tried the latest 4 ones, so I don't really have a good... Because the only ones I've done were super easy. It was the Eric one and the Gorgon Sisters one, so far they were pretty much super easy compared to most other Gilfest challenge quests. But I know some of them are actually pretty difficult. I wonder if any single one of them will actually give me more trouble than the Etchan one, though. I still think the Etchan one so far is the hardest one, but we'll see, I guess. Both years, and that was the one that, you know, was the closest finish for me every time. Romulus is absurd. Is it now? I think Will finished it with like only 1 unit dying or something. I saw a screenshot of him beating it. So that doesn't sound too bad.
Just a nice message to generally thank you for your streams. They really make me smile when I need it most, so thanks Myst. But something is still missing. Ah yes.
Oh, you have 3 units? Okay. I guess the 2 units I saw were your frontliners, so... Just a bunch of, you know, others dying. Okay. But you still finished with 3 units, though, which, you know, says a lot. Mr. Editor. With a pretty wholesome message on top of the L spam. No, that's not TTS Ristia. That was the resub message. TTS is actually disabled right now because I did not manage to fix it yet. But I'm gonna hopefully try and fix it before tomorrow because tomorrow is the big stream. Thank you for the 9 months on the golden tier 2 as well, Kaiser. And welcome back to the Gal Gang. You're a 5-star now too. Enjoy the badge. Hey Spineless, how you doing, man? Yeah, this is really like, it's actually, earlier I said it was like 60-70% of the times 3 turns. It really feels like it's like 80% of the times. I think I only need 1 Jarcher card actually to 3-turn this. 1 Jarcher card, and it's pretty likely, right? What is it? Does someone know the percentage for that? I think that's how often I will 3-turn, pretty much. So it's pretty good. I bought some snacks today and drinks for tomorrow's stream. And my mom also agreed to you know, cook a warm meal for me at some point, which is kind of nice. Obviously, I don't have time myself to cook during it, so just gonna heat something up. What type of snacks do I like? My favorite snacks tend to be potato chips. I'm not a huge candy guy. Like, chocolate is okay as well, but I don't buy a lot of chocolate either. Well, ironically, I actually bought a bunch of chocolate today. Not for tomorrow, mostly not for tomorrow's stream. I bought 2 bars as well, just in case I need like a quick, you know, snack. But I bought like 5 like big, like, what you call it? Like, they're still bars, but they're like different. They're like whole fucking big, like, you know, what you call it, plates or something. They're like, I bought those because they had a big discount on those. I mostly bought them for my mom and brother as well. Are they called bricks? I can actually show it to you. I have one in the fridge, which I already opened though, but it's like, it's already open, but they're like this big, right? They're like, then they have chocolate inside like this, right? Which are like bits like this, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know what those are called in English, but they're like bigger than like, you know, actual small snack bars. So they're both bars, but I guess you would have to still specify. There is a difference because they're very different in how they look. How much does it cost? I bought 5 of those because the discount was very nice. It was 10 euros for 5 of those, and they even included the flavored versions. You could pick and choose between all the different flavors they had. So that was a pretty good discount. Again, I won't be eating most of it myself. I just bought them because, you know, wanted to bring some snacks to the mom and brother as well. Yeah, 10 for 5 of those. They're big as well. There's a lot of stuff to snack on. Like, that's gonna last for a while as well. But I won't be eating that tomorrow. I have these instead. I bought a couple of these. These are like, it says crunchy right there. These are pretty good chocolate. Like, these are the small ones. These are the normal chocolate bars, right? I bought a couple of those as well in case I need some quick sugar or something. I don't know. I did not, Pots. But I did have one already. But that's not for tomorrow's stream either. I usually buy one for the weekend. But I got one on Friday. Yesterday, actually. Talking about chocolate while building bond points for Scheherazade. Yeah, that makes sense. Dark chocolate? No, I didn't buy dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is my least favorite chocolate, like, base archetype. In my opinion, milk is the best, then white chocolate, then dark chocolate. I can eat dark chocolate, I just don't like it as much as white and milk chocolate. I know there is a group of people that absolutely loves dark chocolate the most, but I like the sweeter stuff, you know? White chocolate is almost too sweet though, in my opinion. That's why I prefer milk more, but yeah. White is pretty good too. You know what's a good combo though? There's a lot of these like a lot of these chocolate brands, they make like you have like a thing that's half white chocolate, half milk chocolate. That's actually pretty nice. It's an interesting combo. White chocolate is just sugar, not actual chocolate. It tastes like chocolate though, albeit more sweet, but it still tastes like chocolate, at least to me. What about the nutty ones? I'm okay with some if there's some bits like, you know, cashews or something. Or, you know, there's like some put candies in there too. Like these bars had like 30 different variants. I actually bought I only bought one basic milk chocolate bar, and the other 4 were actually, you know, those special ones. Yeah, hazelnut for instance. That's fine. Not Reese. We don't really have Reese's Pieces in here or anything. I know they are somewhat international, but Finland doesn't really have Reese's. They're like super rare in some specialty shops or something. You can find them, but it's really difficult. They're not in, you know, the big convenience stores at all. How about Snickers? We do have Snickers, but I'm not a big fan of Snickers. I know Snickers is one of those classic nutty ones, right? It's a lot, yeah, it's very nutty, I from what I remember, but if I have to choose a chocolate bar, I would probably not choose Snickers. That doesn't sound familiar, Livnum. Nice try, Ira, but that's where you almost literally wrote the actual joke itself. Like, it's impossible not to even read it like that. Kit Kats are okay, but I feel like Kit Kats are kind of boring in my opinion. Is it actually a brand Haranzipo? Really? That's pretty crazy. I'll try to keep that in mind, Luke. Yeah, Japan loves Kit Kats. They have like so many Japan only like Kit Kat flavors. I don't know what's up with that. Do Finland have... Wait a minute. I'm again cold. I'm not sure if that's one of those jokes again. It could be, but just in case it isn't, I don't know actually. It's not a joke. Okay. It was a bit sussy though, but I don't think so. At least I don't remember. Hershey's Kisses. We have... Don't... Catboy, you're Finnish, right? We have our own version of Hershey's Kisses, which have a very controversial background, right? Yeah, I can't even talk about it. I would get banned on stream, but yeah, they had a different name at one point, which was, you know, the world was a different place at one point, and yeah, what can you expect when it's a country of, you know, Caucasians? Especially a Nordic European country, you know, old people tend to get pretty racist. So yeah, I can't even give you the name of the what they used to be called, because, you know, it's very inappropriate and not something I can say on stream. I wish I could tell you, but that would not be okay to say on stream. It was pretty messed up though. But again, back in like the 80s, 90s, racism, at least here, and I believe it out in the Nordic country, it was so casual. It was pretty weird. It was like... It's like people didn't even consider the terms to be bad. That's what it was. Like, they didn't consider the terms bad, which was pretty crazy, you know. And a lot of old people are still like that, you know. They just don't give a shit. Like, I know at least everyone in my generation always has that one uncle who has very interesting opinions about religion and different ethnicities and, you know, that are not afraid to speak their mind.
If someone says Nutella is chocolate, they committed a war crime. Yeah, sure, refer to something
Nutella.
more than 50%
Chat is gonna freak
sugar
out
is
because I know Nutella is very international. As far as I know, I've never had Nutella. I've never tried it. I'm pretty sure you can actually find it here quite easily, but I've never tried Nutella. I know it's like a, it's like chocolate paste or something, right? I think people put it on like, was it bread or something? It's kind of weird to me, but you know, I think that's a use for it. Chocolate hazelnut paste, yeah, something like that. So what's the most common use for Nutella? And I know actually some people still eat it from the jar or something, which is pretty okay, interesting. But what about like a common use that's not just eating from the fucking jar? Is it bread? Is bread the most common one? Bread or crepes? Okay. It seems like Nutella really divides the opinion a lot, or divides the chat. A lot of people are saying Nutella is the best thing ever made. A lot of people are saying like it's not that good. Oh, I remember that, yo! Holy shit! Yeah, it took me a lot, many years to realize how racist that was. It was pretty questionable. And they teach you that as kids, which is pretty messed up. I don't think they do it anymore. I would be very shocked to find out otherwise. This might be the rare case where one card is not enough, because I can't have a Buster lead with that. Oh, you were talking about the card game. Oh, okay, yeah, that too. I was actually thinking about a game you play as a kid. You know, the one where, you know, you're facing a wall and you're not supposed to look behind you and people try to approach you and then you're like... And you remember how they say, like, what they say? I think there is something like that that is very similar. The terms they use for that is not nice. Hey, Alex, thanks for the 13 months, man. Welcome back to the Go Gang. Exactly, Yara, that's the one. In case you were wondering what I was talking about, look at what Yara said in chat just now. That's what they said during the game. It's, that was a kid's game. That was a kid's game. Like, it's fucking messed up. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my god. It's so messed up, man. I remember it. I really doubt they do it nowadays anymore, though. Hey, Majora, thank you for the 6 months, man. Welcome back to the Go Gang. I mean, I wouldn't say it still makes sense, Cold, because it's pretty racist, but yeah, obviously Finland doesn't have a lot of black people, but it still doesn't make it okay, because it is pretty racist regardless, you know? It's still, yeah, not okay.
Go. Go.
Farming.
Just a bunch of questionable Nordic European horror stories, Majora, I guess. From, you know, when the world used to be a bit more, you know, more indifferent towards questionable stuff. Hey, Gravis, thanks for the 11 months. Oh, you get a hype train, nice. Thank you, man. Welcome back to the Go Gang as well. Is it German, actually? Oh, really? Oh, shit, dude. Hey, Tikoi, how you doing, man? I'm not surprised that it... Because Finland has always been somewhat close to Germany. So I'm not surprised it made its way here, then, if that's true. Call G Gundam races that I'm giving you buckets. Yeah, I mean... Let's be real, G Gundam, I wouldn't call it racist, but it was very stereotypical, like super, like stereotype enforcing. I wouldn't call it racist though. Alright, let me see. Another seal. Oh, is this more city pop? That's cool. When Summer 6 farming? Probably next week. I'm very not motivated to play JP at all because I don't have my summer waifu, you know? But I'm still gonna, even if I absolutely still completely fail with the rest of my stuff, I'm still gonna play it next week, but I'm trying to avoid JP right now. Because it's just making me depressed, because I know my friends list would be full of Okita alters, you know? And I'm sure the story would also, you know, give her as a support option, so... Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm still gonna complete the event pods, but right now I just wanna avoid JP, you know? Yeah, that's a good way to get booted from my friends list, Tyron, by the way. Just saying. Are they really that good, Cold? If you've gotten Okita come closer to JP? I mean, probably, yeah. But, you know, that's not the reality we live in right now, so... Yeah. I have no idea, Yuri. I hardly ever look at my friends list. What do you mean, Donald? Wait, you mean FGO or where? Really? Interesting. How many apples do I got? Like 10. But I do have quartz ready to go to continue farming. You heard hyper skipping 3 bolt is a roll guarantee, sir? Well, I might never find out. God damn it, like everyone is flexing on Okita. Can we just not? Like, can we just not? Come on, dude. Can we just not talk about Okita alter? Like, I'm actually getting depressed, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Can we just talk about anything else besides Okita alter? Wow, Vegas Ristia. That's cool. Although if you played, I'm sure you would easily get her as well, like everyone else, but whatever. I guess the silver lining is you don't play, so you can't flex straight by phase 2. No, it's for everyone, Simon, but no one wants to do it anyway. But it's, again, I keep telling people, it's still the best thing to do with your quartz, actually. The best value for your quartz, no joke, is to spend them for apples during lottery events. You will hate me for telling you the truth, but that is literally the best use for quartz in this game that you can have. Actually the best use. People will hate me for telling the truth, but I'm okay with that. I'll die a martyr on that hill. I will keep saying it. Not as free to play. Incorrect. Actually incorrect. It's still good for free to play as well. It's better for whales, but it's actually still very good for free to play too. It's good for everyone. Well, then your problem is you don't farm enough KR. Obviously, spend your apples first. There's no point to spending quartz for apples if you have apples.
と一息入れましょう。さあ、行きますよ。
It's the mine's the biggest guaranteed rewards. Yeah, exactly. Like the contrast is crazy. Most, like 90% or 90+% of the time, 3 quartz equals 1 tofu, which is what, 1 mana prism or like a few hundred EXP for your CEs. Whereas 3 quartz, no matter what, especially if you have a decent comp, will equal what? So many mana prisms, many millions of QP, thousands of friend points, dozens of EXP. Like, it's not even comparable. It's night and day. And that is guaranteed every time. Every time. It is consistent. It is good. It will make your account look so much better. Guaranteed. That's the argument. Yeah, indeed. Do remember to open up boxes, though. If you don't do that, then it's kind of a waste. Then you would only get them... Oh yeah, another thing I didn't factor, which I was just about to say. You also get drops from the farming the nodes, so there's even more materials to be gained with those apple refills, or the quartz refills, you know? So you get even that on top. You also get the bond on top, which eventually equals even more quartz, because again, remember, every bond level after 10 equals 30 quartz. So that's even more stuff added on top. Like, there's so much stuff you get from using it as AP instead. But again, people don't like that because people only think about the gacha. And I get that. But objectively, if you want to improve your account, quartz is best used during lotteries as apples if you run out of apples. It's pretty objective. You could still farm more, Aware. You gotta realize that a lot of people, 99% of people can never farm enough, right? So I don't think that argument really holds true. Yeah, I agree with Yolumi. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You can never farm enough unless you're like Toho Sniper, who has probably like every skill at level 9 or something. Then, you know, at that point, what are you doing it for? Probably friend points to level up CEs. Then obviously the value is a lot more diminished, and then you can make more arguments. But for 99% of the players, you will take advantage of everything you get from the lottery, right? You will always have uses for that stuff. Oh, this is a hand and a half. New rolls today? Well, you're too late. We did 69 and that's it. Another attempt was made, but no dice. I guess it's a nice song. How's today been for you? Pretty mixed, I would say. I'm not gonna lie. Certainly, a bit mixed. But, you know, maybe it gets better. Does someone know when the next time Charlotte has a solo raid up is on? Because it's gonna change, like, either it already did or in like an hour on JP, but when is the next time Charlotte has a solo raid up? On the banner. I assume the rotations are pretty fast, but there's also, they're gonna bring back duo raid ups too. Collab rolls when? I did one with Ushi during Maonobu. But maybe at some point again, I don't know. 13th? I assume you converted that to our time, y'all. And I assume it's gonna be, it would be midstream changing, right? Because of JP time. It's 6 PM for us, I think, y'all. So I assume that's what you mean. You didn't. But okay, I assume it's that day, 6 PM. So it would be... Wait, what day? What weekday even is that? I need to check, because it might not, it might be a day I don't stream at. It's actually on a Monday. Well, well, that's fun. It's actually on a Monday. How about that? Wait, did I use... Okay, I didn't. Okay, I'm losing it. Well. Oh, is it 12, 6 PM? Wait, does the page say 13 at midnight? Is it 13:0? Okay, so it is Sunday then. It's Sunday 6 PM then. So it would be during one of my streams. So it's Sunday. Wait, it's... Wait a minute. It's tomorrow. Wait, is it that fast? So Anastasia is only up for 1 day, and then it goes back to solo? Is it solo again for Charlotte? Because we are having solo right now. So there's a difference of 24 hours between Charlotte's solos. Is that true? That's pretty weird. That's really fast, actually. Wow. That's really fast. I mean, it is the 12-hour stream. Interesting. After that, it goes back to duo for 5 days. Wow, that is a... I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty weird schedule. That's a pretty weird schedule. I don't think that's a normal one, is it? I doubt that is the case. Although, how often there are rotating 4-star rate-ups? Not that often. I think most banners don't have that. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm losing it, I don't know. It just feels like a weird schedule. You roll yesterday right after Anna rotated to Charlotte. But I assume that was a 1-day rotation anyway, Cold, right? So what I'm saying is that there is only 24 hours between the same solo rate up, which is, again, pretty weird in my eyes. Usually it's not that fast, from what I remember. They just switch from having 2-day solo rate up. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Normally they are 2 days, right? So now they just do more rotations, but yeah, the durations are obviously then lower, but it's still the same when you think about it. But it just changes more. Okay, so it is a bit different then compared to the old stuff. I'm gonna touch banner 2 at all. I might just all in tomorrow then. I don't know, and cry myself to sleep. Maybe it's gonna be the grand finale of tomorrow's 12-hour stream. The apex. The build-up. All of it. Just go out with a fucking bang, you know? And then, you know, sleep until Wednesday happens or something. And then farm the event without Okitan. Yeah. Ah, I get what you mean, Majora. Maybe it's gonna be the grand finale, just to end the week on an explosion. I'll have like 300 plus quartz, I think, because I haven't bought the skip donations yet, so I think I'll be over 300. But it's not a great chance. But I'm probably gonna spend all of it and then just skip banner 2. Because I just want the waifu, man. Like, sure, banner 2, it has nice waifus. I like Canis. Sei looks really nice. I'm not the biggest Kama fan, but, you know, she's pretty nice too, I guess, but... And they would all be new, but Okita Altar is still the most important. So, yeah, I'll probably just all in tomorrow instead. What's my least favorite Summer 6 servant? I can't really answer that right now, because, again, I don't really know much about them at all. I haven't seen even most of the art, even of the ones we have right now as playable. So, you know... I don't have a good opinion yet. Just now when I was commenting about the part 2 servants, I was mainly talking about the servants as I know them before they got summer versions. I did see pictures of Canis and Sei though. Sei looks to have big assets, which is interesting. Least favorite summer servant in general? Probably, I might say Abigail. I like the pancake thingy, but Ascension 1 is a huge turnoff for me. I just hate the fact that it exists. I think it's so messed up. I can't believe it got through the fucking process of approving this shit for a game that's publicly available, but yeah. That might be the reason. Kyo, I'm obviously not a fan of because of her personality. I think she looks nice. More nicer than Berserker at least, but the personality is a big turn off for me as well. Who else can I think of that I am not a huge fan of? I like most summer waifus though, so there's not a whole lot to dislike. Ilya is not as bad as Summer Abbey though, at least. Oh yeah, at least it's not the only ascension she has, so you can still, try to ignore it and just use something else that looks a bit more appropriate. So it's not all bad with Abigail Summer. It's just weird that it was the first ascension, because they kind of flipped it around compared to foreigner version. Summer Vinky. She looks nice. Again, I haven't really seen much of her either yet, because she's so fresh, but I've always liked Da Vinci. If I had to pick some lolis that I like in this game, Da Vinci would definitely be top 3, in my opinion. Still not a huge loli fan, but she would definitely be in top 3 no matter what. I mean, again, I'm not gonna have this argument, but Shuten would be there as well. And depending on who you ask, Rhinus is obviously number 1 if she counts, and to a lot of people she counts, and fair enough. But the Rhinus would be number 1 if we do account for her. But yeah, I'm not gonna have those arguments again. It just ends badly. Helena is okay as well. She's okay. Yeah, Helena is okay. I actually kind of like Castor Helena more than Summer though. Yeah. The idol costume was pretty nice. She got on the Waltz collab event. I think it was one of the on the better half of the costumes at least. Oh, this is really spoopy. Yeah, that's another argument that's never gonna end well, Zach. I mean, I guess if they had to give it to one of, characters with that body type, that would probably be the most acceptable one. But even then, it would be pretty messed up if they do it. But if they had to choose that body type, then Shuten would be the one that would be the least disturbing, I guess. But yeah, we're talking about, the possibility of them introducing a micro bikini. So yeah, at this point, I wouldn't put anything past them, to be honest. I would not be surprised if eventually we'll have a micro bikini. It's gonna be really fucking messed up. But they have been trying to push the limits all the time anyway. It might happen someday. I don't know, man. 12 apples. Which character you're saying is deserving? Summer Abbey's Ascension 1 gives me weird vibes. It's just... it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much, man. It's a pretty weird champ moment. I wonder what the character designer thought when they were drawing her up. If she was gonna get duked off the iOS App Store. Or it might get a different age rating or something. Yeah, I heard there was an H artist for one of the... it's the... I don't think it's the 5-star C one. It wasn't the 4-star C one, Sleazy. Or was it the 5-star C one? Yeah, I think it was the Taira and Kichi one, right? I heard the artist is an H one. Wait, some people are saying it's the Karen one. Wait, which one is it? Some people are saying it's the 4-star one. Some people are saying it's the... Oh, both of them? But they're... did they get 2 different H artists on the same event? Wow. I guess they really don't give a shit. I don't mind it, to be honest. But that's interesting. As long as the Cs look like they do, then I don't really mind at all. 80% of Cs are proper H artists. Probably not that much, but, you know, certainly some of them are. The one that made the Kama one was also one, right? Was it a Valentine's one? The 5-star one, where she has a very skimpy outfit? I believe that was also an H artist, right? Homunculus? Was that the artist name? Yeah. Wait, is Bradamante's artist? Wow, okay, what the fuck? A servant, huh? Hmm. I mean, I guess you could make that argument, Ahmed. You're not entirely wrong, to be honest. Yeah, Takeuchi himself. Of course. Oh yeah, redrop too, yeah. I guess. That's another one. And Raita, yeah. You know what? You know what? There's more than I remembered, actually. Yeah. True. Okay, never mind then, I guess. Wow. Surprising amount of servants then. Fake away an artist as well. Right, yeah, that was a thing too. Oh my god. Oh, Scheherazade bound up with the Scheherazade Dono.
Congrats on Ches. It should be illegal to be that thick. BRB, time to teach my PP about the 1001 doujins.
I understood the reference. Thanks for the tip, Howling. Oh, that's cool, January. I mean, I never mind whatever people call servants, Vanitas. People can have their own opinions. It doesn't matter to my own opinion. Yeah, exactly, Colt. He's the OG. Have a good sleep, sign. Hello, Elixirton. You have a fancy name now. Wait, Spurg, do you have Bride? Are you running this comp? Because your Jarchers would be amazing here. You can still probably run something really amazing regardless, but... Do you have Bride as well? You could easily, like, one-shot every way with just an MP. Maybe you need starting gauge if you don't have a Bride. You're running a 5-slot? Yeah, okay, so I assume it's starting gauge for your Jarcher, but otherwise maybe... a support Bride and, let me guess, a waiver? Or... Oh, Bride, Paracelsus, Jarcher. Oh, right, okay. I guess that works too. There's probably a lot of things you can do if you're okay with 5-slotting. Oh, is that the artist? Of Fega Wayne? Oh my god. That's proportions. That's a lot of proportions. Interesting. Okay then. Those legs though. Oh my god. Those legs, she could kill someone easily. That's a lot of muscle on those legs. Can't believe Summer Abbey and Summer Cure came out in the same event. The difference is pretty much everything between is like night and day. Well, I bet a lot of the community would probably disagree though, but yeah. It was the infamous lowly summer event. Wait, Summer 5 was the one that introduced the was that the one that introduced the children servant trait as well? Oh, was that a gameplay comment? Ah, okay. Who has the mechanics? Oh, Summer Ilya, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. I forgot who had that, but I remember that being like a new trait. Does anyone else have a mechanic that uses the children servant trait? Besides Summer Ilya? No. Wow. Interesting. They probably will have some kind of plans for that though, but yeah, okay. I mean, they probably don't feel anything anymore, Ahmed. But on that note, there is one funny thing that is actually related to that. So, okay. A lot of people don't know this, but obviously there are some servants that are, you know, not the oldest ones out there. Namely, one certain Nightingale, right? I believe her, was it her granddaughter or son, I forgot, is around right now. Actually legit relative, and they heard about her being in FGO and, you know, her being very waifuable in this game. Yeah. It was a Reddit post a long time ago. It was pretty interesting. They had very mixed opinions about it, but it was pretty funny though. Actual Nightingale relative. Very interesting. Pretty amusing. I forgot if they started playing the game after they found out or anything, or maybe they just made that one post to like be like, hey, y'all weird, stop looting my, you know, deceased, you know, ancestor. I forgot how the post went, but I remember something like that. It was very interesting. Someone got them a Nightingale account, so they play now. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. I didn't mean it like that, Roz. But I remember something like that, as in a post being made. Not like the weird champ waifu comments, but yeah, I think they were mostly okay with it. Just pretty, you know, confused, if anything, at first. Yeah, exactly, Spurg. Hopefully he saw the trick or treat, but see, I'm sure he did. There's no way he would not know about it. It's like so infamous too, the outfit alone. Oh, is there a video about it or something? What is this link? Oh, right. Oh, someone did this. I think I saw this at some point. Nightingale Descendant tries to name all the fake characters. Unless you have really good knowledge in history and can, you know, have a good... like, I assume they get descriptions as well of the characters. You're probably not gonna name any of them correct, or most of them. Interesting, though. Because you probably need to give descriptions of characters as well at some point, but it would be very difficult to name anyone based on how they look in the game, at least. Some of them might be possible, because they might have, like, very hinting attire, you know, on them. Like, their outfit, clothes, but... a lot of them might be, like, yeah, Altera. You would never be able to get Altera. You would never be able to get her, for instance. And that applies to most of the gender-bent servants, anyway. You would never be able to do that unless you knew, or got, like 10 different hints about it. Geronimo's descendant plays FGO too. Oh, that's kind of cool. They better have a grilled one though. Oh yeah, yeah. Who the fuck would be able to recognize Jack? That's insane. No one would be able to recognize Jack. It's like actually impossible. No, it's just because he's one of the more modern servants, Donald, so we actually have known, possibly known descendants of them, you know? Like, actually confirmed connections. Because it hasn't been, you know, thousands of years ago or something. Tesla might be guessable. You mean based on looks alone? I would not say so. He looks like a Terminator or something. Like a cyborg. How the fuck would you think of Nikola Tesla? Most people don't even know who he is. Yeah, Edison would be impossible too. You do have the America hint from Edison though, but besides that, no way. He really is. I feel like you're a descendant of some Finnish hero. I doubt that's the case. There is a pretty wild conspiracy theory I could make about my lineage, actually. Which I'm sure would, you know, make a lot of people happy. Because obviously, Finland has had a big history with both Sweden and Russia, being a part of both of them at some points. I'm pretty sure my grandma's, my dear grandma, who I really loved, her husband was Russian, I'm pretty sure. Or at least came from Russia to Finland. He sadly had passed away before I was even born, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, so you might be seeing where I'm going with this, right? I mean, if Russian, then you have Anastasia, right? Yeah, it's pretty funny. You could make some wild conspiracy theories, but yeah. Yeah. When did Anastasia live again? I don't remember exactly. When did she live again? She's not that old, actually. She's, again, one of the more modern heroic spirits. Like 2010? I don't think that's true, though. 1900s. Oh, was she that modern? Wait, what was the year she died, though? Born... She died young, though. That's the thing. 17 years, 1901. No, wait, she died basically when Finland got independent, more or less. Ooh, conspiracy theories intensify. The independence from the Soviets. Interesting. I guess that kind of makes the conspiracy theory harder, though, because she would be, I don't know if she would be able to relate to my, you know, grandfather in any way. Because I'm pretty sure he would have been born near the same time as Anastasia. Very much around, probably a bit, slightly older, like, or younger, I don't know how to call it, but, you know, as in Anastasia probably was born first, but... yeah, that would probably mess it up a little. Some people think she survived and fled the country. Well, there's your conspiracy theory right there. He did, Neo. It was the first song that played on the today's stream. They had a stunt double die instead. Wow. Do a DNA test. That's funny, actually. DNA test sub go. How much does one even cost? I have no idea. Is it expensive? I have no... Probably moderately expensive. $99? Damn. I could buy a pack for that though, and still have some. Not addicted? Yeah. I mean, if I have the option, I'm obviously gonna waste my money instead. Why not? Good priorities, of course. Charizard is taking a while to get to Bond 5, I see. Oh, no brides. Sure sec. Let me see. Alright. 5-star servings take way longer to get to Bond 5 than I thought they did. I don't think it's related to the rarity, actually. I think it's completely irrelevant. They just have different bond values. Like, it's basically, like, bond 1 to 10, I believe, is more or less the same for everyone, but they spread it out differently for the levels, right? Like, someone might take longer to get bond 5 than someone else, but it's probably accounted for in the later bond levels, right? There is a part of it, I think. Are you sure? Is it really? Does rarity really make a difference? I wouldn't, because I remember Darius, for instance. I can't believe I still remember this because it was years ago, but I remember him being a bitch to bond up to 5, actually. One of the bond levels was like 30k or something. It was fucking nuts. Like, what? Rarity makes a difference to bond 10 at least, not sure about 1 to 5. Damn. Huh. Did not know that. Depends on alignment, is that true? Maybe, William. Maybe. About that, by the way, how's the Mephisto one? I actually don't know. I don't know anything about it. I just heard there's like instant kill and that's it. I don't know anything about it. I heard some people hated it though. How does the Mephisto one work? I think that's the one I would do. It depends, Luck. I might save my bronzes just to have some apples to mess around with after the event for stream purposes, but for you, you should probably spend all your bronze apples. Probably. But I like spending a lot of apples outside of lottery events too, because, you know, I need to have content for the stream. So I might value my bronze apples a little bit more than most people should. What's my battery? Is it charging? It is, okay. Well, yesterday I don't think it was charging for most of the time. And by the time I ended my stream, I had like 7% battery left or something. You're an ST and an AoE servant because he taunts the mobs whenever he's on the field. Okay. I might bring Jinako as AoE. You don't need single targets. So at least it's pretty clear you need AoE at least. I'm not sure if I ever even tried the quest on JP when it happened 2 years ago, because I have no memories of a Mephisto CQ here. Same for probably the rest of the CQs as well. You need guts too. Like besides the damage C guts. I mean, if you have a good AoE, well, 666k HP is not that bad to go through, to be honest. If you have a good AoE servant. Yeah, would you actually bring Scotty there for instant kill immune? The one time she might actually get good value out of her MP? In my opinion, she's always ideal though, Tegas, but yeah, you're probably right anyway. Kinzuki main DP is willing to fight in 6 turns? Wow. That sounds pretty fast. Was it a cheese comp though? Like, you probably knew what you were doing. You probably did research or even watched other runs and whatnot. I never do any research. I always go in either memory from last year or just completely blind and make my own shit. I like the added challenge. I obviously look at chat though, but I never try for cheeses. I like theory crafting myself. It's a part of the fun. And I always try to make my Grailed units work if I can. That's always a lot of fun too. Gramps would be nice, yeah, because he has insta-kill immunity, but it is a caster boss though, right? Yeah. I'll call with more Digimon Tamers music. Dude, Tamers was so good though. Oh, this was the evolution of Sakuyamon, right? Oh, it's in the video too. Damn. That's so nice. I guess this was for all the Matrix style evolutions, but the video showed the Sakuyamon evolution. Easily the best Digimon series ever made. It's so good, actually. Which is the worst manga you have ever read? I've only read like less than 10 mangas, so I don't think my opinion matters here at all. I hope that's not a joke again, like that, Catboy, but I don't think I've heard about that. I heard about the controversy between the original adventure, though. You know, the relationship between Taichi and Hikari, supposedly. But I'm not sure if I heard anything about Tamers, though. Of the manga you read, which would you say is the best one? Probably Berserk. Kind of a lame answer, probably, because you know, oh, it's the best manga ever made. He's obviously gonna say Berserk. But again, I haven't even read that many manga, but it's great. It's good. Pass me on that, Pots. No, Colt, no. I wasn't even up to date on Berserk, you know. It's not like I read all of it. Yeah, it's good, Donald. It's a very great dark fantasy. That's not just dark for the sake of being edgy. It is, there is some, you know, pretty nasty stuff in it. But it's not meaningless in my opinion. It's just the way the world works in Berserk. I would say it's also the art is amazing. I know a lot of people say that for a lot of manga, but Berserk in particular, I heard it got, again, I wasn't up to date, I heard it got a bit worse later, but man, the, like, if you start reading it, you can see the insane amount of detail in everything. Not just the characters, well, the backgrounds especially, like, like, almost every panel looks like a painting. It's pretty fucking insane. That's, again, that just adds to the insult to injury to the fact that the new adaptations were CGI, right? Because the manga was so gorgeous. It's even more sad. Oh, that sucks, Tigas. Yeah, I know, Fallen, I know. It's a bit sad. Very unfortunate. He wasn't even that old, so, sucks. Yo, 92 Bride. I guess someone in my support has a 92 Bride. I hope the Bride was always 92 and not just recently. God, that would be the worst thing ever. I wonder whose this is. I wasn't even paying attention. Damn, I really... Like, the worst case scenario would be if the 92 happened, like, when this event started or something. Oh, is it Chicken? Okay, he probably already had one then, okay. Because he loves his cursed 92s, although he started making some hundreds, but at one point he had like over 10 level 92s just to trigger people. So I assume his was already 92 for a long time. Wait, what? It's a Seed song, but it's requested by Yuri. I did not even know you had seen any Gundams. I'm still not looking forward to watching Seed though, personally. Because I heard the latter part of Seed was pretty shitty. But I'll watch it eventually, because I do plan on watching all the Gundams at some point. I'm done mostly already. I did see it, Will, yeah. Oh, is this Scotty level 100 with Black Realm? Oh, that's funny. No, I've never watched Seed. I know a lot of people watched it from like TV or something because it was like shown everywhere in Asia, I think, but obviously they, as far as I know, not a single Gundam was ever shown on Finnish TV. Same for Wing in a lot of Western countries too, in the 90s and early 2000s, right? They picked like certain Gundams that they thought were, you know, gonna be shows that would maybe get the Gundam movement started on other countries besides, you know, Japan and some Asian countries as well, but I wouldn't say they were all that successful. But, you know, an attempt was made. They should just, in my opinion, they should have just shown UC from the beginning on everywhere. It's the best Gundam universe ever made. And I think that would have actually sparked a lot of interest. But they chose to go with some standalones, I guess. That arguably weren't as good as even some other standalones, let alone a lot of the UC stuff. But, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you're still very early on, though, aren't you, Spurg and UC? Problem was that UC was made in 1970s. Yeah, they could have shown the movies, though. Zeta Gundam, despite being in the 80s, already looks pretty decent. So they could have just shown the movie trilogy for the OG one. and then moved on to Zeta Gundam. I still think that would have been fine.
内緒行きましょう。さすがだな。さあ、行きますよ。聖女より大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。
Oh, did you finish 0079, Spurg? Yeah, you need to start on Zeta. Zeta is really fucking good, man. Is really good. One of the best Gundams ever made. Top 2, top 3, top 1, question mark? Damn, this hand.
とっておきのクルーズを
Yikes.
やつ。
They watch Build Fighters? No, because I want... Okay, here's the thing.
青い空。
I'm probably gonna love Build Fighters.
そしてたくさん
Because, you know,
の友達。
it's literally Gundam, the fan service anime. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch every single Gundam ever made before by the time the first Build Fighters was made. That way I get 1000% enjoyment, because I will understand every reference and every suit and every fucking thing ever, and I will fucking wank to every episode. That's why I haven't seen Build Fighters yet. I wanna actually love it. I wanna see everything before that. So that's why I haven't seen Build Fighters yet.
さすがだな。
There you go.
せーの。
I would probably already get most of the references, because again, I've seen most of Gundams anyway. But yeah,
ように惚れ直したかマスター。
that's fine, luck. But I'm talking about the anime stuff in particular. Have I seen Macross? I haven't seen any Macross ever. Yeah, I guess I did say that earlier.
Enjoy and excite. 何でもありません。頑張りましょう。
God, I hate the fact how greasy my skin looks when I have to moisturize it. God, it sucks. But it would be even worse if I didn't, because then it would be like super red and it would be very itchy. It's just like this because I just did it very recently after, you know, taking a sauna and shower. It's annoying.
私のイルカは勇敢ですよ。
Nice one, Cold.
待ってね。こちらですね。
It's my favorite mobile suit. Hard to say. There's many really nice ones.
ええ、トーン。ショータイム。青い空、エメラルドの海、そしてたくさんのお友達。みんな受け取って。手を手をナレグレス。
Naruto song.
.内緒ですよ。さすがだな。内緒ですよ。さあ、行きますよ。聖女より大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。ホップステップ。
I really think, still also slightly on the topic of Gundam, I really think the Hathaway's Flash movie trilogy has a chance to actually completely bring UC back to, you know, modern popularity. This first movie was already a very good start. It's definitely gonna get so many people excited and interested about UC Gundam.
みんな眩しいですよ。はっ。
I think they're gonna do a great job. If they keep up the quality with the first movie,
行きますよ。
it's gonna be amazing.
大いなる海の恵みをお届けです。
Two to go.
グレイトオーシャン。手を手を。
Yeah, it's a bit sad luck, but yeah, that's kind of true for now.
せーの。
It's my favorite transforming Gundam.
やりました。
It might be
見てますか。
Victory Mark II. Or was it just Victory 2? I forgot. The second Victory one. It's actually very cool. If you want to watch Hathaway, where should you start? Here's the minimum, okay? And you're probably not gonna like it. The minimum in my, to actually understand Hathaway completely is the original. You pick the series or the movie trilogy. Either one is fine. Most people would go with movies, and that makes sense because it looks pretty bad at this day and age. Then you watch Zeta Gundam, the series. Forget about the remake movies. They're not worth it. Then you watch Double Zeta. You only have a series for that. Then you watch Char's Counterattack, the movie. And then you can watch Hathaway's Flash. That's the minimum. Origin is an OVA series, Alex, which should be watched after you've seen the main UC stuff first. It's one of those prequels that you want to watch afterwards. There's a lot of those. Even though chronologically it happens before the first entry in UC Gundam, it should be watched last. Absolutely. Your Origin is amazing, by the way. It's my favorite Gundam to this day. It's a love letter to UC. It is perfect. It is one of the best things I've ever seen. I loved every OVA of it. It is what Fate Zero is to Stay Night Universe. Although in my opinion it's even better to UC than what Zero is to Stay Night. I mean, yeah, Victory is technically still in UC. It's still counted as UC, but you couldn't really tell, to be honest, because it doesn't really have much to do with UC. But it's maybe counted anyway. So it's the best Gundam. I would say Origin is the best one, yes. I love a lot of Gundams, but the Origin is probably my favorite. Oh, it's pumped up kicks. Yeah, that's a classic. Not yet, but I'll probably do one soon, Unit. Indeed, luck. That's the eternal question, Cole, that no one knows the answer to. Yeah, she has super best girl material, Fallen. She's amazing. I really like her after the first movie. Not just for her looks, but I like her character too. Probably not, Pots. I couldn't think of anything, and to be honest, it's not the most difficult thing there is. And it would just give me more stress to also keep track of that stuff as well. It's already gonna be a very hectic stream as is. No, Martel, I don't know anything about Summer Sex Servants. I know some things, like apparently Da Vinci has random effects on her MP, Okitan is a good looper, comparable, Anastasia is comparable to Kuro, apparently. Again, I don't know details though, I don't know anything about that. So that's like the only stuff I know, so yeah. I'm not, again, I am depressed because I didn't get my waifu, so I never looked at anything. I haven't even started playing the events. I'm not joking. I haven't touched it at all. So, yeah, next week maybe though. Who's the real protagonist, Hathaway again? Is that a joke? I seriously doubt that's the case, Bartel, but I mean, I guess I don't know. It would be pretty insane though. Oh, was Charlotte single target? Well, they finally brought in more single targets, I guess. Still only 2 SSRs though, which is absolutely ridiculous. It really makes no sense. I guess it's because the setting is, you know, in there, Fallen, you know? It makes sense, if anything. He has to look native. Or he doesn't have to, but it helps that if he does, you know? Another mirror, quite nice. After this apple, I might do the Mephisto CQ. Probably. Charlotte has more damage than Sanzang. Interesting. It's still probably better to bring Sanzang, because I assume Charlotte, there's no way if she has more damage, she would have the same amount of utility that Sanzang has, and usually the utility is very useful. Because she's a single target, meaning that she's used for bosses, aka utility is in high demand, so... yeah, I doubt Charlotte can compete in that sense, if she can do more damage. 60% battery? That's not what I mean by utility. I mean everything else she does to help you out, you know? Not that's battery is a very selfish thing. It's nice to have, but I wouldn't call batteries utility too much. Party evade enemy skill seal. Okay, that's pretty good. I assume they're one-hitters though. There's no way they would give her a one-turn dodge. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Has to be a one-hitter. One hit, one turn. Oh, it's one turn too. Ooh, that's a bit unfortunate. So it's mainly going to be used for MPs then. You can't really pop it and then, you know, potentially keep it with some taunters too. You would only pop it against like an MP then. Which is still fine, but it loses flexibility like that. Compared to like David, you know, where the duration is really nice. I'm sure she's still good though. Probably still pretty damn good. They've been like all the new servants recently all have been like, when was the last time they made a mediocre servant? Like every servant since Lost Build 6 was released will have been like top tier for their respective roles pretty much. Maybe I mean, even then, to be honest, like, if we could look at the respective roles, right? Galatea is still, like, a top single-target berserker, though, right? Especially in the arts meta. So I wouldn't necessarily call her mediocre either, you know? I wouldn't really call her mediocre. I mean, Vlad might be better, but just because one servant is better at a similar role doesn't mean someone else is bad, you know? I'm sure she's still gonna be good. Bond 4. Is XX good? XX is okay, but overshadowed by other options, mostly Yang Guifei. In most situations. But again, that is comparing a 4-star to a 5-star, but you know, it's still a similar servant. Yeah, they really like making good servants now. They really like giving us really good servants. I guess if that's what you want, Spurg, then yeah, sure, but I would never pick someone just because they have the most damage. Because again, maybe for farm that's okay, but for bosses, I value utility heavily. Heavily. Damage hardly ever is the make or break for me in terms of who I want to pick as, you know, in my boss fights. Utility is king, if anything. I might even rank utility higher than damage, to be honest. I think as long as you have a good class, you get the good advantages if possible, or as close as you can get, and then, you know, just look for good utility as well. Maybe niche damage bonus as well if they apply, and then maybe start comparing damages. I don't really value damage entirely that much. It is valuable, but it's not the make or break. I mean, I would not call their utilities anywhere the same, KR. You would be high to call them the same. Yang has an AoE drain, an AoE defense down, a taunt, self-enables bonus damage on her MP, MP per turn. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Star Bomb, which is a lot better than the XX Star Bomb as well. Like, I would not compare their kits at all. And yeah, I mean, they both have an invul, right? But yeah, still. It's kind of night and day. It's pretty night and day. Like, I still hate the fact the way the second skill of XX works. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's annoying. I get it that it's lore-based, right? Pretty much. But it cripples her gameplay too much. It shouldn't be that bad. But it is. And it's a bit unfortunate. Sadly, they hardly ever buff Summer Servants, so there's not a whole lot of hope for XX in that regard, but, you know, a man can dream, I guess. I mean, luck, to be honest, even if her second skill was, instead of self-absorb down, instead if it was self-absorb up, like a good thing, like it makes sense for a DPS, I would still say that skill is very mediocre at best. But now, the way it is, which is a self-absorb down, it's a bad skill. It's just a bad skill. It is not a good skill. Even with a good absorb, it would be meh. It would be just okay. But it's just a bad skill now. So you tell me, how am I bad for using it improperly? How? How do you justify that skill being good? You tell me. I would love to hear your argument. Oh yeah, and they also buffed her once already. So, chance of her getting a second buff is not high. The second skill is flexible because you make her useful for double DPS comps. Okay. Here's the thing. You're trying to make the demerit seem like a merit, where in fact, like, it could be an instinct, like, no fucking distribution at all. It would still be bad. Like, it doesn't matter if it helps your other DPS get maybe a few more stars. It's still a bad skill. Like, it sucks. It does too little. It does too little. It is weak. Weak sauce, right? It's just a weak sauce skill. Even if it gives you your other DPS a few more stars compared to regular instant, it is not good. Okay? It is a very weak skill. Hey Fox Knight, how you doing, man? Yeah, and the drain is even more important, KR, because her MP gains from the drain actually scale based on her drains as well. So, yeah. It's like a double whammy. Helps with her spam as well. It's a weird version of Instinct. And Instinct was never a good skill to begin with, so that's what her second skill is. In some situations it could be better than an Instinct, but in most situations I would say it's probably worse than Instinct. So, yeah. After this we might do the Mephisto one, I think. This is the final run of the AP I have from this apple. Ooh, Mephisto, Mephisto. I have to look at the CQ though, because I have no idea how it works. So it seems like there's a bunch of mobs at least, with not that high HP. Some of them have a bit higher HP, but most of them have, for a damage C comp, the HPs are not that high. Yeah, well, I guess that is interesting. Oh, that's a lot of text. Mephisto has highest charm and stun resistance. So, and when he's in field, the minions get taunts. Okay, so that's why the AoE. At the start of battle, all allies get 3-time buff block. Permanent, but removable. Okay. So an AoE cleanse could be pretty good. Probably has good value here. Although you could just go through them. It's 3 buffs. Like if you use 3 AoE buffs, you still get the gauge, for instance. It will never block gauge, but use ass? What do you mean ass? You know what? Asclepius. Okay, yeah. You know who else would be good here? Media Lily. Media Lily would probably be pretty good here too. He will give unremovable MP generation up and delayed. Okay, I can actually show this to you as well when I'm reading this. Unremovable MP gen and delayed clock contract is sold for the whole party in back row. Okay, so is this the instant kill thing? What is this? 6 turns on Mephisto. Inflict instant death on everyone at the start of the next turn. So do you have a 6-turn timer or something? How big is this MP generation, by the way? Will it make a huge difference? Like, will it actually help you a lot? Because then you could bring, like, you should probably not bring Busters in. You should probably bring Arts or Quick. And if you're gonna run Scotty for the instant death, then it should be Quick. If you survive, he will inflict minus 10... Wait, okay, so is there even a point to surviving it, though, if you get minus 10k max HP down? I mean, Jinako might be able to actually still do fine after this, but, like, for most servants, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So is the difference that big, to be honest? You know? I don't know. It's still worth surviving. You can heal back up. What do you mean? It's a max HP down. What? It's unremovable max HP down. How do you heal that? That's a max... It's not a 10k damage. It reduces your max HP. Yeah. Holy shit, there's so much stuff. Okay, you get a random buff. Is that what it is? Oh my god. And buff break, he will remove all buffs from your team and reduce gauges. That's a pretty brutal break effect. And high defense up for 5 turns. So he's gonna start delaying more to get more instant kills, I guess. I assume it's a very significant defense up. Is it worth considering a servant with ignore defense for this one? Maybe it is, actually. Someone like Kiara might be interesting as well, because her MP always ignores defense. I still want to do a Jinako comp, though. I still want to do Jinako. But again, it's a defense up. It's one important thing to keep in mind, even though it's probably really high, but maybe like 80-90% defense up or something, if I had to guess. The fact that it's a defense up instead of a damage resistance buff, meaning that defense down will actually work. And Jinako also has a 30% defense down. I might even bring more, like Rhinus or something. So you could actually kind of work... you could still do damage in these 5 turns if you bring enough defense down to actually make it somewhat workable. So that's important to note, because usually they make these damage resistance instead, and there's not really much you can do about those. And then he has... what is this? Okay, just random shit, okay. Whoa, max MP charge. Wow, shit, dude. Alright, interesting. This should be, interesting. I might do a Jinako comp here, actually. Let me pick... I think I'm gonna pick a random DPS again. Who do we have? Any, you know what? I might pick Pun's Melt as the backliner. Put her at the back, like a just in case. Wait, what is this? This is not the comp. This is the... What is this? Oh, this is a lottery comp. Okay. This is the comp I was looking for. Okay. Okitan or Ivan. I guess it is all, cavalry class, isn't it? Ooh. Both Okitan and Jinako are pretty interesting. Even though Okitan has a Buster MP, the MP her card generation is still really... MP generation from face cards is still really good. Like, you could still easily keep MPs coming at a you know, good rate. Pick Kiara anyway. I might just try without Kiara. Alright, so who do I pick as my supports? I still want to bring Rhinus if I can, because I always like bringing waifus, you know? I do like the idea of bringing Rhinus every time I can. And the boss is a caster, so there's a bit of added benefit for that as well, I guess. Even though there are some assassin mobs as well, but there's a mobs of every class in the cavalry, so it's not like that's a good argument. Oh yeah, the buff block at the start. Should I do something about that or just eat through it? That's the choice I have to make now. Because I could bring like... Okay, Asclepius might be better because his is on a skill, right? Media Lily I would have to delay for 1 turn because hers is on an MP. So Asclepius in that sense could be better, I guess. So you could immediately turn 1. Because it does make a big deal if you can use your buffs turn 1, right? Martha is also an option. Martha is not even terrible because, again, the boss is a caster. But I don't think I want 2 AoE. I would rather have supporting abilities. Also, Asclepius gives you guts, if needed. He might... I actually might bring Asclepius. Mine isn't sadly super impressive. Is he VOD? I think he is. Yeah, he is, actually. That's good. But he's not max skilled, but he is 7 still. You do want to start killing mobs? Yeah, exactly. I might just bring him, actually. Yeah. 7 is enough? Yeah, it might be. I want to give him the CE that is... Yeah, this is the level 100 one. He gets the level 100 one, because now he has 14k HP, which is a lot for a 3-star. Rhinus can deal with 16.9 still. That's still very good. Yeah, that's a very chunky 3-star support. Good old level 100 CE. Do I keep my backline the same? I might bump Melt up a little, because I'm not sure if Okitan is the last to die before Melt is out. Because the worst case scenario in this case would be like Okitan dies too early, and then I just have supports frontline, right? That sucks. You're never gonna get anything done on a challenge quest like this if you only have your supports up. So I would probably have to bump Melt up a little. At least here, maybe here. I don't think Okitan will be the first to die, so I'm not gonna put her as the next thing to come out. So I'm gonna put Hans as the second one, and then Mashu as the backliner. Yeah. Swap Hans from Merlin. I don't think I can. I think my party cost is too limited. Let's see. Yeah, it is. I like using Hans anyway, so it's fine. Do I want to bring Atlas? Atlas tends to be the best choice, even if I don't need to cleanse turn 1. It's just so good for CQs, right? It's just a very good Mystic code, so I'll probably just bring Atlas here. Yeah. This chill music, though. 4-star MP gain C? Wait, for who? What do you mean? Who is that? Do I want a Prisma Cosmos on any of my supports? I might just go with the crits, to be honest. I don't think Ryan's MP is needed until maybe, like, the defense down for the second bar. Asclepius MP is okay, but again, I don't need it fast, I think, so... Yeah... I think I'm gonna keep with the 2030s instead. Let's try again. This might be a fail, but I don't have a good grasp of the mechanics anyway right now, so I just want to see what happens, you know? You always just want... The best way to do is don't theory craft too hard immediately from the get-go. You're just gonna overload your brain, and you're gonna fuck up regardless. Just do a little bit of thinking, and then try, right? That's way better. Should I change Meld with someone else? Well, too bad. Alright. Clown. There you go. So he leaves immediately, huh? Okay. Which one was the... Is it this one? Or is the Gauge one? It's the Gauge one, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. So he has another one too. Which one was this? Oh, it's the attack down. Oh, because he got the buster up. That's pretty funny. Not really needed, but okay. So you kind of want to go fast, huh? Yeah, you kind of want to go fast. Let me guess, if you don't have any instant kill resistance, you're probably always going to get insta-killed. It says high chance. It doesn't say guaranteed chance, but it's probably going to insta-kill you every time if you don't have any resistance to it, right? So I'm just going to be expecting that to happen then. Okay. I might try something with Scotty as well at some point, maybe. Did I want anything else from Asclepius? No. This is the MP gain. Do I want this? I probably want this. I'm not gonna use it now because I can MP next turn if needed anyway, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just not gonna use it now. Let's start killing things. Ah, this is not gonna kill actually. Damn. Or rather, you know, I can't kill 2 now. That's okay though. Hopefully. Maybe slow, I don't know. That's a lot of HP. I actually can't MP this turn. Damn. Well, I can MP next turn. It still might be okay. Might still be okay. Arch Chain? Could do an Arch Chain. Let's do that. Could double MP as well. So when does Mephisto always come in? Oh, well. Dude, that timing with the song was pretty funny. Alright. I guess I will double MP because... wait, no, I actually don't have to because those guys will die to the MP. So I can actually use her face, guys. I think I actually won't double MP. I'm just gonna do a Brave Chain with Okita here. I think I should use the battery here, actually. Because it's gonna give me quite a bit of absorb, so I might be able to get nice crits. I think I should. Well, restart done. Now it should be fine, I hope, but, rip. Wait, back and there's no sound? I restarted! What? Hello? 1, 2, 3? Really? What? What? What the fuck? Is the audio scuffed though? How's the audio? Is it fine? It's good, okay. The weird part was that I actually did a manual restart. Oh, audio died again. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna smash something, dude. I'm gonna fucking smash something. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me?